Hello there, and welcome to this week's media news with me, Gareth. I'm going to kick things off with a little bit of Facebook news. I guess the big news of last week, of course, was the Facebook IPO, probably the biggest news. Anyway, and some say it fell a little flat. I kind of beg to disagree. But shares saw a rise of 23 cents, so people are like, oh my god, it's not gone so well, but really, initially it was between $24 and $32, I think, and it went at $38, 23, so pretty good. But some people say that's where it got because it was priced right. Seems fair. Some people say, that the 30-minute NASDAQ delay threw some people, possibly. Some people say it was overpriced. Interestingly, it is actually valued at more than McDonald's. And McDonald's made 5.5 times more profit last year, of revenue of 27 billion versus 3.7 billion to Facebook. I mean, Facebook are also bigger than what? Volkswagen, Amazon, Disney, well, many big companies, but it's quite surprising. I mean, a lot of, I guess, Facebook is hope, I guess, because they're really going to sort of their mobile offer and how they can monetize mobile. I mean, their mobile offer is great, but it's how they can monetize it. And investors are wary. Well, particularly some investors may well be wary as a social media company, and of course there is a lot of hope in there, but still, I think it was pretty bloody successful when you think of a company that's 7 years old. Some also say it's the fault of GM. Yes, last week, of course, GM announced that they were pulling all of their activity and all of their budget out of Facebook, and they will not be doing any more campaigns. Pretty big call for one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world, but why, you may ask? Well, the return is not matching the time and investment put into it, they say. However, Ford and Chrysler, another of the big, 4, 5, 6 car companies in the world, they've said they are not following suit. And the reason why, from Ford, Scott Monty, head of social media, have said, what we've found Facebook ads to be very effective when strategically combined with engagement, great content, and innovative ways of storytelling, which is what Facebook is all about. Now, I can't talk about GM, because I don't know what they've been doing in the social space, but it is fair. Facebook does work if you have good, great content, good stories, and an engaging way of telling them. Pepsi have just introduced Pulse. You may look at it and say, what is Pulse? Well, Pulse is a social media-driven interactive dashboard for everything pop culture. It went live last Monday in preparation for PepsiCo's new global campaign, Live for Now, which also premiered last on the 7th, so I guess it was a couple of weeks ago now. The real-time platform lives at Pepsi.com and curates trending pop culture and entertainment news. You'll also find original content, such as deals and celebrity challenges, but really it's just pulling information from all over the web and bringing it into the hub. Pretty cool. The dashboard also highlights celebrity tweet messages and tweets from people using the hashtag now, and hashtag live for now. Shiv Singh, who's a very smart man, head of digital at PepsiCo, he said Pepsi Pulse is a cheat sheet for pop culture. And also, and I agree with him here, it's not enough anymore to have phenomenal TV ads. Brands need to do more. Yes, indeed you do. If you want to engage with people, cut through all the clutter, you need to do more. The rise of 3D ads, here's a couple of wonderful examples for you. Of course, cinema 3D is a big boom, and of course, brands can now make 3D ads, and why not, I say? Stand out from the crowd is always good. Expedia has just launched an ad here in NZ, which is a 3D tour of Sin City. And this one, very cool, from Colenso for Pedigree and Dog Rescue. What they've done is when you go into the cinema, you can either take the black sunglasses, 3D glasses, which are free, or you can opt for a donated pair, which are yellow. When you go into the cinema, you will see a 3-minute ad just before the film starts, which is, 3D. Or maybe it's not 3D, I don't know. But when you go into the cinema, you can see the ad. Now, if you've got the black glasses on, you will see the story of a dog who goes through a horrible life, but the narration is what would happen if the dog was rescued. And it tells you how the dog would be rescued and what would happen, but of course the poor dog doesn't go through that and he just, has a horrible life. If you're wearing the yellow glasses and you donated, you get to hear the same narration, but you actually get to see the dog going through the process. So if you donate, you get a good story. If you don't donate, you get the sad story. But a really lovely idea, so I think it's a great idea and a great use of technology, and well done to them. Lynx have made a similar use of this sort of technology. I'll just show you a bit of this. This is a nice experience a nice example of creating an experience for a few, filming it, and then having a cool experience to share with many. It's a wonderful thing of experiential if it's done properly. See nothing with no glasses? Glasses on, you see what's on the screen. There you go. Kind of cool, but gets people talking. But again, create an experience for a few, film it, share it with many. Vinyl's making a comeback. Yes, indeed. It's kind of a nice idea. Budweiser teamed up with will.i.am to make a vinyl magazine ad, featuring, of course, a song made by will.i.am. And you can actually play it on a turntable, should you own one, which is kind of cool. Guinness. I've made a submarine. I kid you not. There it is. There's the inside of it. But why, you may ask? Well, their new tagline is alive inside. Ran a competition to build an experience around their tagline. And a lady called Evelyn Gridelitz concept won, which was then built by the guys at Jump Studios in London, and then they went for a dive, just off Stockholm. Which is kind of cool, but nice idea to create something that's around the brand promise and the brand tagline. Bing are making a social push. Yes, indeed they are. Will this work or not? I'm not sure. But Bing are gradually gaining traction in the search space by excelling at something Google doesn't own, social search. Now, Bing is a tiny footprint here in NZ, but it's got a pretty big one in the likes of America and the UK. But it's an opportunity for them where Bing users can link their Facebook accounts in order to get results based on social connections, which I guess is fair, you know. Speaking of search, Google, the big player in the search market, said their search is about to get 1,000 times smarter. What they are calling the knowledge graph, and it's the future of search according to them. But what it means really is when you type in a search like Andromeda, you'll have the normal search, but on the right hand side you'll have, do you see research about anything to do with Andromeda? Is it the galaxy you're talking about? Is it a TV show you're talking about? Is it a Swedish band? Kind of looks like this. Another example, if you were to search Frank Lloyd Wright, the famous American architect, you would also see that he would come up here with a bit of information about him, which is kind of cool without you having to leave the search page. And then I'll give you lots of things he's worked on or other people who are linked to him. Kind of a good way of keeping people on Google platforms because all the information is there. Kind of cool, but of course it will mean that some advertising will get moved, I guess, if that's there. Brands are taken to Google+, which of course is linked through to their search, but 64 of the world's biggest brands are now on Google+. And over 22 brands have circled more than 100,000 users. There's some big ones. Ferrari is the biggest brand on Google+. There's a few more there for you. But normally it's most of the big brands are the ones who are on there, and they've got a pretty big following now. But interaction rates, interestingly enough, has risen 112% in the last few months on Google+, which is kind of cool. And there's now 170 million worldwide. But I spoke to Google, and they have no idea how many people have it here, which is a shame. UK brands, Twitter are starting to make a bigger play now in the ad paid-for space. Over 140 brands in the UK have now tried the paid-for advertising tool, where you can obviously promote one account for a day. There's 10 million active users, and UK actually is one of the biggest places for people who are logging in through their mobile. 80% of people in the UK are now logging through their mobile. But it costs £20,000 to promote an account for a day. I haven't seen many people here. I think I've only seen one person here do it in NZ. But in a way, if you do have something that's interesting, it's good content, you're actually going to be able to deliver higher levels of engagement. Or if you have a good deal, like this example, Your Sushi did an ad for their 50th anniversary, and they were sending out tweets saying that they had some dishes available for 97 pence. There was queues for 3 hours, which is kind of amazing. Interestingly, there's now 300,000 Twitter users, around 300,000 Twitter users in NZ, so hopefully we'll see some people doing this. A lot of them, though, maybe ad people. This is kind of interesting, looking at ad people versus normal people. Do you have an account? Facebook, 97% ad people, 82% normal people. Google+, 61% ad people, 23% normal people. Twitter, 92% ad people, 39% normal people. Should companies invest more in things like Facebook? Ad people, 94% agree. Normal people, 69% agree, which isn't too bad, I suppose. How often do you check your Facebook page? Ad people, 71% all the time. Normal people, 23% all the time. And interestingly, this, do you follow brands on Twitter? Ad people, 92%. Real people, 33%. So you're probably talking to a lot of ad people. I'm kidding really, but it's a good way. If you've got good engaging content, it's still worth doing. Googlebot. The rise of Googlebot. Facebook's travel app has now passed the 1 million registered users mark. A new person joins every 15 seconds. And more than 5 million places have now been shared. And membership has grown 65% year on year, so good news for Googlebot, but it's a pretty cool social app if you go look at it. Speaking of rises, Pinterest is now the third biggest social network. The site has seen 50% growth across both the Jan and Feb, which is pretty huge, and are now valued at 1.5 billion. So will they be bought soon? I wonder. The digital wallet battle heats up. Visa and MasterCard are going to head-to-head. Visa have VMe, MasterCard have PayPass Wallet. This is kind of an online hub for everything where you can store all your cards and you can track all your digital transactions in one place. So it's kind of online, but of course it will filter through to mobile when it comes into mobile. But they're kind of an open wallet because you can store other cards. So on the Visa page, you can also store your MasterCard, American Express, and any other partner cards. But it's kind of cool, but it's where you can keep all your digital transactions in one place. Here's a nice idea for the launch of Leaf in Australia. This was done in Sydney. And of course, the Leaf is a completely electric car. So they did an experiential piece of work in Sydney where it's what do you do with all the unwanted pumps? So they had, I think, 60 to 80 pumps, and of course every one of them was different, but a really nice idea, and just a lovely, wonderful way of creating an experience that can then be shared. They can be enjoyed by, a few or many, but if you film it, and the experience is good, then it can be watched by thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. It's a beautiful thing of experiential, and if you can do it properly, it's grand. I should move on, and this is the last thing for me this week, but I think this is when, hats off to advertising people when they do great pieces of work for good causes.
God visits all our souls to survey the damage. We noticed a bonfire burning his eyes. He whispered, "It's the atrocities of your story." Of your story. God visits all our souls to survey the damage.
Nice. And that's it from me, and I will see you next week.